Alright guys, so I'm at the airport if you can't tell, but at this point we've seen a lot of reviews talking about the Airpods Maxes. I haven't really seen many people talk about traveling with them yet, or your experience using them on an airplane, so that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. I'm traveling with these things all weekend. I'm going to tell you guys how they held up. Alright y'all, I am back home. So after using these things for an entire weekend, the Airpods Max, I definitely have some strong opinions about them. Now let's get the elephant out of the room just first. These are hella expensive, like coming in at $550 USD. You're talking about 600 bucks after tax. Now these are pretty good, but are they worth the money? That's kind of what I want to talk about in today's video. So specifically, I want to talk about my experience with these when I was traveling over the weekend, kind of how they were in the airport on an airplane. I want to talk about the good stuff, the bad stuff, and then I want you guys to comment down below right now if you think I'm actually going to keep these or if I'm going to return them, because I'll tell you guys what my decision is at the end of this video once I kind of tell you guys about my overall thoughts on these things. So a couple of just first impressions of these headphones that I noticed right away. First of all, they're really comfortable around my ear. I like the size of the ear cups. I love that they are interchangeable, so if they get messed up or just gross over time, you can just buy new ones, replace them. Another thing is I think they actually look pretty good, and although that is pretty subjective and it's all just your opinion, I think they look pretty clean. I like how minimal they are. They don't have any branding, which is kind of unique, especially for headphones, especially like higher end headphones, because you're paying a premium price tag a lot of times, and part of that price tag is flexing a little bit on what the product is that you're wearing. So, you know, whenever like Beats Studios and Beats headphones first started coming out, that was always like the cool thing to have on your head because everyone saw the logo, people knew what you were wearing. So I thought it's a pretty unique take that Apple has no Apple logo on these whatsoever, but I kind of do respect that and I kind of like it. Now, a very close friend of mine said that these are the ugliest things she's ever seen. So yeah, the looks, it just kind of depends on the individual person, but I think they are pretty clean at least, and I do think they look really nice compared to a lot of headphones out there. Now, another thing I want to talk about is definitely the case, but we'll get to that here in just a minute. So whenever you hear of noise canceling headphones, one of the first things you think of is traveling with them, right? Because people always talk about using them in airports or on airplanes to drown out all just the other noise, whether it be the white noise in the airplane, a child crying, or just a bunch of announcements that you don't need to listen to. That's where noise canceling headphones, I think, really thrive and really what they're intended for. So let's talk a little bit about the listening experience of these. First of all, the noise canceling is absolutely amazing. On an airplane, it's seriously drowned out, I would say like 99% of noises. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being like absolute like earplugs, you not being able to hear anything, I would say these are probably like a 9.5. So did a really good job of drowning everything out. I tried listening to music, podcasts, YouTube videos, a Netflix show, and seriously, I didn't really hear anything else going on. You could hear just enough like a muffled noise where you could hit the button and switch it over to transparency mode, so you could hear like an announcement if you needed to on the airplane, or if, you know, the flight attendants are coming down and are asking you if you want some drinks, snacks, whatever, you don't even have to take your headphones off. So that feature is really nice and it works really well. Now, to go along with the noise canceling and just the overall listening experience of these headphones, I will say I'm no audiophile, but these definitely are some of the best sounding headphones I've ever used before. The bass sounds amazing. I honestly have no complaints. I think it sounds really balanced. It doesn't sound like too bass heavy like some people complain about Beats and things like that. Like I said, I'm no audiophile, but I will say if you put these on and listen to something, it's going to sound crystal clear. It's going to sound amazing and really well balanced. The next thing I want to talk about is how comfortable these are. If they are too tight on you, it's going to give you a really bad headache and hurt really bad. And because they are so comfortable, even if they're too tight, they don't really feel too tight. They still feel pretty comfortable. I just loosened them up a little bit more, and then I had these on for like a 2.5 hour flight. Did not take them off a single time. It didn't hurt whatsoever. So just be wary of that. You might just need to loosen them up a little bit more. They are a little bit heavier than some other headphones out there. Some people complain about the weight because they're made out of metal. comfortable. Now I'm telling you right now, if you're concerned about the weight of your headphones, you should probably be a little bit more concerned about hitting the gym and getting your body right, because yeah, sure, these are maybe heavier than some headphones out there, but they're headphones. No, but in all seriousness, they do have a little bit of weight to them, but I think they kind of distribute that weight pretty evenly on your head. So I never thought they were too heavy by any means, but I definitely do think they were comfortable on my head. I really enjoyed these for video editing as well. So I was editing some footage, actually a vlog that I'm working on while I was on the flight, and there was no latency. But yeah, as far as the video editing experience with these, I really enjoyed them. So as many things as I enjoy about these headphones, there's definitely some downsides to them as well. One quick thing, eventually my ears did get hot. I feel like that's just kind of inevitable whenever you're using over-the-ear headphones, which is honestly why I don't really prefer over-the-ear headphones most of the time. The next thing that's a pretty big problem for me is the overall volume of these. So the first night I put these on, you know, I had to test these out. So I turned on some Post Malone, turned that volume up. And as you guys probably know, you have this little dial on these that you can turn the volume up and down. And I was listening to music, not looking at my phone. And I thought this dial was broken because it wouldn't turn up anymore. And it actually ended up being that these were already at 100% volume. And to me, I don't know what this says about me, and maybe I need to get my ears checked, and maybe it's concerning for my health. If my mom's watching this, sorry mom, I definitely take care of my ears, okay? But seriously, these were at 100%, and I thought they were at like maybe 70, 75%. Any other headphones I've ever used, and I compared them to these are definitely quieter. I don't know why the max volume on these is so low. Especially when I was video editing, I noticed the volume because sometimes when you have raw footage, you haven't corrected the audio of what you're editing yet or anything like that, so it might be lower than normal. So the fact that I had these already at 100, sometimes I couldn't even exactly hear what I was editing. Sure, you don't want to blow your eardrums out when you're listening to music, but for a lot of different scenarios, you want to be able to have the volume go higher on these in more situations than just listening to music. All right, so let's talk about this damn case. All right, now a lot of people have trashed this case and talked about them in the reviews. Here's my opinion. I'm gonna try not to spend too much time on this, but I think this case is awful. Now, these headphones don't really break down any more than what you're seeing right here. This is essentially as much as they fold down. So they go like this, and then they go into the case. This little thing closes right here. It's magnetic, and that's it. So this is how you break down your headphones. In this case, you actually have to put the headphones in there to activate like the low power mode, because there's no on and off switch on these headphones, which is actually pretty disappointing. So you kind of have to put them away in this case. And I'm gonna try to do this quick, but here's some of the things that I dislike about this case. So this case mostly protects like the ear cup pieces of these headphones, which first of all, I guess it's kind of protecting the metal parts from getting scratched up. But once you actually have these in here, there's still a lot of the metal still showing. And then also the actual ear cup parts that you can replace, it's protecting those, which is nice, but those are also pieces that you can replace. A piece that you cannot replace is this top head strap, which is really comfortable, but that's definitely prone to get messed up or ripped or whatever. And it's pretty disappointing that this case doesn't protect that at all. But other than it not really protecting these, here's my biggest gripe about this case and these not being able to really break down. Other than the fact that it looks like a purse if you're carrying this, which don't even get me started on that. But again, noise canceling headphones. Usually the thing that you think about with noise canceling headphones first is traveling with them, right? More specifically at an airport, in the airport, on an airplane, everything like that, right? That's when you're mostly going to use noise canceling headphones. So let me paint you a picture. Usually I have my camera bag backpack, and then I have my rolling carry-on away suitcase. So that's kind of my go-to whenever I'm traveling. So the fact that these don't break down, it's definitely not gonna fit in my suitcase because that's filled with clothes and everything like that. This isn't going to go into the top compartment of my backpack. It's not going to be able to fit into the main compartment of my backpack. And if it does, since this doesn't break down, I'm going to have to leave out like 2 lenses, a camera body, all sorts of stuff. So basically, long story short, this isn't going to fit in your backpack or camera bag unless you make a lot of room for it. And now I know what you're thinking. You're just thinking, Johnny, well then just hold it, dude. Just hold it like a damn man purse, which sure, that's fine, but here's another problem. So you get through security, you're walking through the airport, everything like that, right? You either have your headphones on or maybe you just have them around your neck, you know, looking cool. Maybe you're buying a bottle of water at the little market thing in the airport. Well, here we go. We have the case again. No problem, right? I can just shove this in the camera bag. Wrong, because the middle of this is stiff. So this whole thing doesn't fold down. You can kind of fold it into weird ways, but it has like this stiff part in the middle. So what then ends up happening is I have my backpack on my back. I have my away suitcase that I'm rolling around. I have my headphones on my head, that's great. But then I am stuck with this case that is at least how I packed on this trip, because I had to take a lot of stuff with me, especially camera gear. I had nowhere to put this. I couldn't even fit this in the top of my backpack. I couldn't fit this in my suitcase. So now I'm just walking around holding this case even without the headphones in it. Basically, it's just kind of frustrating me because I feel like these noise canceling headphones are meant to travel with. And honestly, they were just a giant pain to travel with. They were just too big and bulky. The case was just not intuitive to travel with whatsoever. And I would 100% rather have normal AirPods that are this size, I can fit in my pocket. And if you want to jump to the AirPods Pro, which are still really small and they do noise canceling, you're talking $250. You get the noise canceling still. Again, so small you can fit it in your pocket, in any bag, no problem at all. You don't have this giant case to worry about and to carry around with. Take that for what you will, but for me, I was just really disappointed with the overall traveling experience of these headphones. So that kind of brings me to my final overall thoughts of these headphones. I think they're really, really good headphones. I think they sound great. I think the noise canceling sounds amazing. But for me, the fact that these are almost $600 and what I think they're actually meant for, which is for traveling, I think it's just a huge miss. I don't think they break down small enough to be able to travel with. I don't think the noise canceling of them is worth the hassle of kind of carrying these around. Now, if you have a bunch of extra room in your backpack and you don't mind the price tag of these, then these might be perfect for you. But for me, I'm planning on returning these headphones. I was tempted to keep these just to be my headphones when I'm editing at home, but I have no need to have noise canceling headphones when I'm in my apartment. Noise canceling always will, I think, kind of make your audio a little warped or distorted. And so if you're trying to edit clean audio for different things, I wouldn't really suggest having noise canceling on anyways if you're editing audio. So to not use the noise canceling, which I think is like the best part of these headphones, I don't really see a point of keeping them. I can't really think of any situation that I would prefer to have these over my normal AirPods or another pair of noise canceling headphones that could break down a little bit more. So there you have it. I know a lot of people out there think I'm probably just like an Apple fanboy because I have an iPhone and a MacBook and all this stuff, but it's true. I don't love every single Apple product that comes out. And to me personally, this was a pretty big miss by Apple, especially with the price tag of these. I think if these were like $250 or $300, it would be a different story. But to be able to justify the $600 price tag, these have to be pretty damn close to perfect, and these are still pretty far off in my opinion. So hopefully Apple can fix some of these issues in the next generation of these. I would definitely be interested in checking that out. But guys, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are of these headphones. Do you think they are worth the money? Do you think people are crazy for purchasing these? Or maybe you have a pair and you absolutely love them. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be sure to respond to everybody down there. But guys, that's gonna be it for me in today's video. Let me know if you guys enjoy these type of tech kind of reviews. I try to keep it a little bit more casual than some people out there, and I just wanna share my just honest thoughts and opinions after using these for the past couple weeks, specifically traveling with them. Yeah, I'd love to hear you guys' feedback, but I think that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, will you drop it a thumbs up? That really helps the channel out. If you're new around here, consider hitting that sub button. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video very, very soon. Peace, guys.